Welcome to this week's Rusty Courses video. This week we're going to be looking at navigation in React Native. To get started, you first need to have React Navigation added to your project. So please take a look at the description of this video for more details and to get the correct version numbers you will need to follow along. In the first part of this video, we're going to be creating a simple tab navigation, as you can see in the video here, where you can click on tab 1 and tab 2 and it will show different pieces of text. So what we're going to start to do is create these screens for screen 1 and screen 2. So they're really simple, they just have this line of text, and we're going to also add the navigation bar. So the first thing we need to do is import the navigation component from React Navigation. So to do this, we just import create bottom tab navigator. It's suggesting it here for me, it may do that for you. And you also need to make sure that you're using curly brackets there, like this, and then from React Navigation. Okay, so that will allow us to use this navigation down here. So the next part we want to do is create the screens for each of our tab bar icons. So when we click on 1, we want to see the screen for 1, and when we click on 2, we want to see the screen for 2. So these are going to be really simple. So if you just follow me with this, you'll be able to create these as well. So we start by writing class, and we want to just call these 1 and 2, and this will extend React component. Then we open up our screen here, so this is going to be everything for this screen will be defined within these two brackets. So then we want to add a constructor just so that we can access any props and also be able to access the navigation from within this screen. Okay, so that's the first step, and then we want to just return the things we want to display for this screen. So that will be the render function, which is what you call whenever you want to display the item in your screen, and then return like this. So then in here we can add our view and just add some text. Now, one thing I want to mention here as well is that normally you would have each of these screens inside their own file, as this can help to really structure your project. But for now, we're just going to keep this on one screen, on one file, just to make it easier to show what we're working on at the moment. So the next thing we want to do is copy this class we've just made and paste it, and then just change this to 2 and this to 2. So this will just allow us to have a simple screen like we have here for screen 1 and screen 2. So the next thing we need to do is actually create a tab navigator. So to do this, we're going to create a stack. So we're going to call this, let's just call it main stack for now. And this is equal to, again, this may also complete for you, a create bottom tab navigator. So if we enter that, open up our brackets, then open up curly brackets, and then within here we can enter all of the tabs we want to have available for this navigation. So we want 1, and we enter the screen, which is looking for the class, so this is 1, and then 2, and then as before the screen, and then the screen is 2. Okay, so this is our navigator defined. We can add a number of options as well. This would let us set the icons shown and whether we want to show text down here as well. So you can have a whole host of different options that come with the bottom tab navigator, which you can find in the docs. But for now, we just want to render out this screen. So to do this, instead of having this here, where we're entering this, we're now going to just render and we'll return our main stack, and then close it off. So we'll just stop this from being seen. So this is all our file has now. This is just the old code. So if we go through this all now, so first we import the create bottom tab navigator from React Navigation. We've defined our screens for screen 1 and screen 2. We've created our stack tab navigator called main stack, and then we're rendering this main stack just here. We also need to close this off. Make sure you always have the same number of opens as you do closing brackets. So if we save this now, and if I change this back, what you should see now is we have our screens with 1 and 2. At the moment, the text is right up in the corner here, which isn't exactly what we want. So let's just update these with some really simple styling. We use inline styling for this. So we'll just add a flex of 1 and align items center and justify content center. And we'll copy this for the second screen as well. So if we save this now, here we go. So we have screen 1 that looks like this, and screen 2 that looks like this. This is very similar to the example we were looking at before, and this shows how simple it is actually to create these tab navigators. So if we copied this line here where we had 2 and changed this to 3, and we did exactly the same thing here, and to make this a little bit different, let's add a background color. So we now have 3 tabs down here, 1, 2, and 3, and that has now obviously had this green styling for the background. I'll also be adding a separate video following on from here to look at stack navigators in React Native, but for now, this gives you a quick overview of how to use the tab navigation in React Native. If you want to learn more, please check out my course. There's more information in the description.